Welcome to London. A banker in the City of London was saying to me the other day that he knew many Christians who had an intimate relationship with Jesus Christ, but somehow no worldview at all. Well, the truth, as you and I know, is that today, in this interconnected world, if we really want to follow the commandments of Jesus Christ, if we want to love our neighbour, that has to involve care for, active work on behalf of some of the most vulnerable and poorest communities in the world. And one obvious way of doing that is supporting, advocating the Millennium Development Goals. Our own Prime Minister is going to the summit on the 25th of September, called by the General Secretary of the United Nations. And we really want to send him off with a message of support, because one thing the Church can do, and that is enlarge the room for manoeuvre, so that politicians in a democratic country can really move in the direction that they know is right, but they can't get too far ahead of public opinion. So I hope that you will join me on this walk through London. I can assure you, on this global crossroads, you'll get a very warm welcome. You're very welcome to London, a diocese of nearly 4 million people, where we have nearly 1,000 priests, 500 communities, 150 schools, and it's our privilege to serve one of the most diverse populations in the entire world. One of our schools I visited last week had 70 languages among the pupils, from Albanian to Zulu. And here is also a place where the Church tries to support and take part in the debates on major public issues in the public square. And I also have the privilege of being a Member of Parliament, the Dean of the Chapel Royal, and this gives us a responsibility to be an advocate for the Christian faith as it bears on the many issues that confront us in the 21st century. Jesus Christ invites us to walk with him. He tells a story of someone who is lying injured by the road, and there are too many people walking by on the other side. It's quite possible now to walk by on the other side of the globe. So I invite you to come and walk with me in London, and I can tell you this: the traffic in London being what it is, you will probably arrive more quickly by walking than you will by riding. As part of our preparation for the Millennium Summit, the Millennium Development Goals Summit on the 25th of September, the Cardinal and I and other church leaders in London have invited all Christians, and every single week there are 630,000 Christians worshipping in more than 4,000 churches in Greater London. And we are inviting all those Christians to observe a period of study, fasting and prayer as a way of supporting our Prime Minister and those others who will be participating in the summit on the Millennium Development Goals. Because we've been given a warning by the present Secretary General that in some ways, far from achieving the targets we've set ourselves, in some aspects, in some of the 8 goals that have been set, we are actually going backwards.
As Dean of Westminster, it's a delight to welcome you to London. Your coaches are leaving at 7:15 from Darwin, and they'll bring you to the heart of Westminster. The Walk of Witness begins near the Cenotaph and the new memorial to the women of the World Wars. You'll pass number 10 Downing Street, which is the home and office of the Prime Minister, and then the Houses of Parliament, which we think of as the Palace of Westminster, which was the home of the King for many years. And on your right will be Westminster Abbey, which was founded by the King to be a place of worship, supporting the nation, supporting the state, 200 years ago. And it's my privilege with the chapter to minister in this national shrine, which is truly a house of prayer for all people. More people are exposed to Anglicanism here than in any other place in the world. And we're delighted to welcome people from all over the world. It's your church in London. The walk will make its way past the Jewel Tower and the monument that marks the abolition of slavery in this land. To your right are the offices of the Church Commissioners, and the Church of England headquarters are just near the Abbey. Soon you'll be able to see Lambeth Palace, the home and office of the Archbishop of Canterbury, just over the bridge. And here you'll be hearing greetings from the Prime Minister, from the Secretary of State for International Development, and from the Micah Challenge. Many ecumenical and interfaith people who share our concerns for God's world today will be with us. And they'll join in our witness, supporting, as we do, the Millennium Development Goals. At Lambeth Palace there'll be a lunch provided before the coaches take you off to Buckingham Palace, to the home of the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, where Her Majesty will offer you tea and hospitality. Westminster sees many events, such as this Walk of Witness, and like Palm Sunday and Corpus Christi and other events of that kind, it's a way to bring the Spirit of Christ into the midst of the city, which is such an important thing that we can do, not just in the City of London, but throughout the world. Police and stewards will be on hand for your safety, and rickshaws are available for those unable to walk. The Walk of Witness is a chance to say to the world more widely that the Anglican Communion is working together to achieve extraordinarily important goals for the difference, for a betterment for the world's people. And it will be a great witness to the world.